thought.
Maybe it was coming for me.
Here he is. I am the voice shouting in the wilderness.
Make straight a road for him, and people, meet your salvation.
But I'm not worthy to hold your sandals. So when you tell me you love me, I'm just trying to get a handle
on the fact that I can slip my fingers through your palms and realize that you were right all along. Flashback.
A few minutes just before the kiss, Judas. Don't you remember back when I healed Lazarus and the people rejoiced and screamed and he was set free?
Thank you for sharing that memory with me. Flashback. In between the times you betrayed me, Peter, do you remember walking out on the sea? I promise one day you're gonna learn it. Trust me. It was scary at first, but we laughed once we got to safety. Thank you for sharing that memory with me. Flashback.
Just before the crack of the whip hits, tears the rest of my skin off my back and chest, my friends. Do you remember the 5 loaves and the 2 fish? Do you remember the compassion of those who were sick? Do you remember the blessing and thanking God with the least of these?
Thank you for sharing that memory with me. Flashback. Just before the crown of thorns on my head, do you remember? Laughing around the table, breaking bread, sharing wine. Do you remember what I said? What is poured out to forgive the sins of many. Thank you for sharing that memory with me. Flashback.
Just before I take my last breath, before I close my eyes and God turns his head and lose the will to live and the strength in my legs, my heart breaks and the thunder strikes and I'm left for dead. My bride. Do you remember the first love and the feelings you had for me? Do you remember our long talks and the way that you wept for me?
Do you remember our long walks and the way that you stepped with me? Do you remember the signs and the way that we listened to the wonder I created? And your eyes used to glisten like the stars. And I'm just kind of wondering where you are. The times you spent with me are far and in between. I miss you.
Please, won't you come make more memories with me? I'm here with you.
Be here with me.
I want to hold you and I want you to see that the cross you took and followed me isn't dead and I'm not just another fleeting thing.
The stone is rolled away and I'm awake and I breathe.
Stick your fingers through my hands if it helps you believe.
Not my will but yours. Through the steps I take with these feet.
Make this triumph our memory as we sing and we scream. Surrender is difficult, but victory is so sweet.
I saw a shining star rising from the east, and I thought, maybe it was coming for me.